Hi, and welcome along to the All Guns Blazing podcast of my man DT.
Sorry, not shaking your hand.
No. You shaking my hand now?
Nope.
Oh, because of the cold?
Because I've seen the pictures of you with lem sips and all sorts. No offence, no disrespect, Robbie, but do not touch me, do not breathe near me, and stay over that line.
I'll tell you what, man, I've been dying. You could probably hear it. It's a bit nasal at the moment. Before the show started, I was coughing.
It's not great, is it?
We were supposed to do the show yesterday. I had to ring you up and say, I can't do it. I've been, you know what? This is why I get angry, right? When these little press guys are chatting their crap here, because I know where I got this cold as well. First part of the cold. Portugal stood out in the rain, got absolutely soaked, right?
Yeah.
You were there.
Yeah.
Then the second one, the worst one, Leicester last weekend, where I've never seen it rain like that. Is the worst ever. How I've been rained on at a game, because literally we had no cover. Leicester's a weird ground with this sort of no cover, so we literally just had to film it out in this car park, and it rained and it rained, and I was thinking to myself, you know what? It's so much rain. Probably we just get a few interviews done today, and then I think most
everyone
who told me that everyone stayed there in the rain, and I got absolutely.
It was.
I took my coat off, right? I remember, and I put my coat down, right? And the next morning, I had to take my son to football. The coat was still wet, and it was in my house. The heating was on and everything. That is how bad it was. I felt like I just jumped into a swimming pool. And then from the Monday night, our team AFTV, a.f.c, we had a game we played against Google.
Yeah.
I very stupidly went to that game. It was freezing cold. And then from Tuesday onwards, I've been dead, man.
I know, it was because the thing was, when I was watching the interviews back and I was watching them, as each one goes along, you can see your jacket, even though it's a dark jacket, it was getting darker because it was taking in so much rain.
It was
and your face
soaked.
Was getting more and more stressed out. And the perfect way of summing it up, right, was Kelechi's interview. No matter what the result, even when we lose, right, when Kelechi pulls his mic out and he starts singing, you still have a smile on your face and think, you know what, Kelechi's here to brighten my day. You was looking at him like, I'm going to shove that mic up your fucking arse in a minute. You was not in the mood for anything.
Oh boy! But listen, we're here, man. We're soldiers, and we're still here, right? Despite the cold, we're still here with a podcast today, and we got another conundrum from our guys, AAA Sport. It is an international break, and check out this one about Gareth Southgate.
Here's one for you, Rance. England won't win anything ever with Gareth Southgate in charge.
When's the last time we got as far as we did in the World Cup?
No, that's the point. But we didn't play anyone. England got to the
semi-final. You can only beat what's in front of you.
The toughest team we played was Sweden. The second that it came up, where we think, right, teams are pretty evenly matched. We need somebody to set us apart here. We need something. We need a spark. We need the manager to do something. Change it up. Do something. Bring on news to squad.
And we were unlucky, bro. Like, that's what it was. We were genuinely unlucky.
Gareth Southgate sacked. What are they talking about? Gareth Southgate, for me, has done a brilliant job. I've got to admit, right, when I was one of these guys, and when he first got the job, I was like, well, what kind of appointment is that? This guy, like they said there, you know what I mean, he flopped as a manager, you know, at Middlesbrough. But he's done a brilliant job, first of all, in the under-21s. And now he's come through, he's brought a lot of those under-21 players through to the full team, and he's doing a brilliant job. Qualified, you know, brilliant job.
Do you know what?
Ridiculous.
I think he has done a good job in some respects, but also at the same time, I do sit there and think, would maybe a more qualified manager or someone...
Not Sam Allardyce.
No, not Sam Allardyce, but I'm still looking at the whole World Cup, the semi-final and stuff. And I know
when was the last time we got to a semi-final?
I know we got to it, but we were very lucky with our path, shall we say. We were very lucky with the path. We got to the semi. I know you have to beat what's in front of you, but I still look at it and I still think, you know what? The only time we were really tested, we came unstuck.
No, rubbish. I remember I was at the game, Colombia, right? Literally the whole stadium was Colombian. That was a major test. Colombia, very, very good team. I think they drew during the week with Argentina in Argentina. They're one of South America's best teams, right? And pressurised situation. All right, went to penalties, we got through. I thought the spirit in the camp was brilliant. I love the way he's bringing through the young players. And I think he's doing a great job. So I disagree. But I'd like to get your opinions on it. The link is in the description. Go through there and let them know. Tell them that AFTV sent you. Let them know what you think. But personally, you don't think he's doing a good job of it?
No, I just think that there's a few moments where I would question and wonder if maybe someone with a bit more experience might have done something.
7-0 during the week.
I know, 7-0. I like 7-0s for some reason. Don't know why.
You. Oh my God.
But no, I don't know, man. I don't know.
So you agree? You don't agree with Ranson?
Nah. Even if I ever agree with...
It's just because of Ranson.
No, look, I'll be honest with you. Even if I ever agree with Rance, I don't agree with him. But no, I just... There are a few little moments where I wonder.
But I like what he's doing. You know what? Just before we get onto the subject that we're going to discuss today, which of course is Arsenal, Unai Emery, and him getting the dreaded vote of confidence.
Yeah.
Right? Just to touch on that. Now, you know what made me laugh about it? What's happened this week with England, right? Now, I don't know if you saw it. Obviously, during the week, there was this whole thing that blew up about Sterling and Joe Gomez and the incident that they had, which, from what I heard, may have stayed in-house, that incident. But because it kind of happened in a bit of a public area at St. George's Park, people saw it, reported it to the newspapers. Newspapers got onto it. And it got, obviously the newspapers, before they run the story, they'll get in contact with England or with the FA and they'll say, listen, we got this story. What's your response? Obviously, England's and Gareth Southgate's response is, we've dropped him for one game. It was wrong, which it was wrong what Sterling did. But it happens all the time in football.
Yeah, it does.
Even happens in our stuff.
Yeah.
We've had, little fallouts and things like that. We've had that in games, hasn't it?
Yeah, it happens, man. It's just...
Everybody shakes hands afterwards, gets on with it. But you know the thing that made me really, really, really laugh, and again, the hypocritical nature of some of these journalists, They talked about AFTV, right? Whipping it up, they said, Now, you tell me, for the past leading up to the game on Thursday night, all we read about in the papers was Joe Gomez, Sterling. Joe Gomez, Sterling. Was he right? Was he wrong? They've been discussing it, debating it, going on about it for about 3 days straight. That's stirring it up.
Stirring it.
Joe Gomez comes onto the pitch.
Gets booed. He ain't even kicked the ball yet. It ain't like the Xhaka thing, where there was a reason why. Xhaka slowly walking off of the pitch and getting booed. He ain't even kicked a ball. I want to ask people like John Cross and some of those journalists that accused us of whipping it up, did you guys whip it up to cause Joe Gomez to get that reaction from some of the fans in Wembley? Please, in the comments below, let us know. It's always the same.
Because we're not involved in this one.
Yeah.
Did you, and there's no other social media guys I can see involved in this one, you guys in the media, do you think you whipped it up to cause Joe Gomez, without even kicking a ball, he hasn't even come onto the pitch yet, getting booed by a section of England fans, something you don't see? Do you think you have any responsibility in whipping that up?
And
That's what I want to ask.
Can I just say as well, in terms of the media in England, it's a well-known fact that the media have caused the national team so many problems.
Oh my God.
Going into tournaments.
Do you remember the turnip?
Do you remember...
Graham Taylor as a turnip.
Do you remember Tony Adams, Eeyore, Donkey?
Yeah.
They started that.
Wally with the brolly. Steve McLaren.
Wally with the brolly.
All of these things.
All these things that all stirred things up. We've done events with former England internationals. I've done things with Peter Shilton, for example, and stuff like that. And he was talking about when they done to Italian 90, going back to then. The pressure and the things that were happening from the media, and you're looking and saying, are you actually English? Are you actually
You want to help the team? Or are you trying to kill the team?
What are you trying to do? You should be helping us. People that are not old enough to remember Italia 90, we got all the way to the semi-finals and we lost on penalties to Germany there. But going through that tournament and the process, and it was like, what are they doing? Why are they hounding us like that? The whole Gaza situation as well.
No, it's only us who do it.
Oh yeah, it's only us.
Anyway, let's get on to the subject at hand, right? And that is Unai Emery. This week, getting the vote of confidence from the Arsenal board. The Arsenal board coming out and saying that, you know, he's the right man for the job. But they did also drop a little caveat in there that things have to improve, things have to get better. But they do see that he is the right man for the job. He's got very fortunate because there was a lot of people thinking this international break, that could be the end of Unai Emery.
Yeah.
He's also had support this week from Alexander Lacazette, who's come out and said, listen, you know, he's working on, you know, he hasn't lost the dressing room, everything's fine, we're behind the manager. So those signs are good.
But those are the kind of comments that you expect. I wouldn't really expect Lacazette to come out and say, yeah, I don't like Emery, he's crap, we want him gone, he's lost the dressing room.
But he could also have not said anything.
No, but then maybe, you know, they're briefed to tell certain things and they have to do certain things. I don't know. I'm going by what I see on the pitch. And it doesn't look to me like a lot of the players are playing for the manager. They don't look like they have an idea of what's going on the pitch. That's not just me that's saying it. You can say it. Everyone else is saying it. We can all see it. Something's not right.
But they're giving him more time. Now, I'm wondering how much time they're going to give him. The rumour I heard before the Leicester game is that they were giving him Leicester and Southampton. Right?
Southampton's a squeeze for him, I think.
Right.
Because
Southampton at home. We always beat Southampton at home.
Oh, careful, because that could come back.
No,
to
we
bite you.
always do.
I know,
but I'm saying they're looking at it if you lose that, mate.
But I think even if we beat Southampton, but it's not convincing. If we stutter over the line, you're going to sit there and go, well, hold on a minute, man.
I think they're going to give him till at least Christmas, isn't it? Because that's the critical time, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sometimes you'll see a lot of teams, they'll pull the plug out and say, right, see you later. Yeah. Because you got January transfer window.
Yeah, because why are you going to give the money for someone in January that you may not have thereafter?
So I wanted to let's just run through some of the games, right?
It's December. I already know what's coming.
So we've got Southampton next, right? Then straight after that, we got Frankfurt at home. See that they've got a band, by the way.
I know.
They're fans.
I'm gutted. I'm actually gutted.
I bet Arsenal. And the police ain't, because I remember he's over in Frankfurt.
Yeah, I know. But have you not seen the email that got sent out to all the members and stuff? And it was, they're not making sales to red members. You know, because they basically don't want the Frankfurt fans to get hold of any tickets.
Listen, I remember when we was in Frankfurt, that Frankfurt fan told us, he said, listen, if you thought the Cologne invasion
was bad, this is bad.
He goes, wait till Frankfurt.
They're still coming.
Right?
They're still coming. Trust me, they're still coming.
Yeah, but it won't be on the same scale now.
Maybe not, because there's not. But then on the flip side of it, I remember, was it Red Star that came over and took over Tottenham's home end?
Yeah, he'd take it over. They had a few fans in there.
About 1,000 in there.
But imagine if they were able to come properly, they would have probably brought about 40,000 fans.
Oh, easy. They're mad.
But anyway, I'm going off the subject a bit. We got Frankfurt. Then we got Norwich away. They ain't been playing very well, Norwich. So you'd expect us to get a win.
But then they'll turn into prime side against us.
But they did beat City at Carrow Road. But come on.
But they're bottom of the league at the moment.
Again, it'd be pressure for him, though, because he'd be expected to win that. Yeah. Then Brighton at home.
You can say, all right, Brighton at home, but we messed up against them last year.
Then West Ham away, 9th of December.
Lost to them last year.
We did lose to them away last year, but they ain't been playing well either. That's another
they
manager
weren't playing great
pressure.
when we went there last year. Brighton at home.
I mean, West Ham are a very good.
I know.
And
going before that, Brighton at home
last year. Brighton at home.
Brighton are down near the relegation zone. Yeah. That was one of the results that cost us a Champions League place.
And they're only a couple of points behind us. They're playing well this season.
They're doing a lot better, more attacking since Graham Potter's come in.
Yeah. 12th of December, Standard Liège away. Should be. We should have already qualified by then. Then on the 15th of December, Manchester City at home.
Ah, great.
Followed on the 21st by Everton away, where we lost last year.
Wonderful.
Right? Then on the 26th, Boxing Day, Bournemouth away.
We don't normally do too bad at Bournemouth.
We beat Bournemouth.
We beat them last year. Yeah.
But still a tough game.
Still
We're
a tough
not
place.
no mugs, we know that,
Yeah.
right? Followed by 29th of December, Chelsea at home. The way Chelsea are playing at the moment, they'll fancy themselves against us. And then Wednesday, the 1st of January, Manchester United at home. And again, United's, a bit resurgent. You know what I mean? They've been picking up over the past few weeks, been improving. It's tough, some tough games, a mixture. A few games, I'd say, in Southampton, I'll just stick to the Premier League games, but in Southampton, Norwich and Brighton as your next 3 games in the league.
You should get 9 points.
He should get 9 points then, put him on a good platform. And then West Ham away, again, a bit of a platform to do all right before you then face up against Manchester City. But it's going to be that Christmas period.
You've got Man City, Everton, Chelsea, Man United.
So I'd look on that and I'd say if they've given him the vote of confidence, if he comes through that period well, including, I think he has to take a big scalp. So maybe beating City at home or drawing with City at home and beating Everton away. And then maybe say beating Chelsea at home. Or maybe drawing with them two, but taking out everybody else around.
How confident are you of that?
At the moment, I'm not.
No, I'm not.
At the moment, I'm not confident at all.
I'm looking at that and thinking to myself, you know what? Merry Christmas. Because, listen, Santa ain't bringing us no presents.
And you've got to look at
the
you've got to look at the table.
The only
as
saving
well.
grace might be the fact that Man City, Chelsea, and Man United are all home games, and we do normally, despite our problems or tribulations over the last few years, even under Arsene Wenger, we done all right against these sides at home. I know we got turned over by Man City at home straight after the final that year, but we beat Manchester United last year at home, didn't we? In the league, we lost in the FA Cup. Chelsea, what was the result against Chelsea like? We beat them. Beat them as well. Even the year before that, I know we lost to Man United, but that was that game where De Gea turned into Spider-Man and we didn't know how the hell we lost it. So predominantly, we do quite all right at home.
But was playing a different brand of football. If you even look at that that game last year when we played Tottenham, say, we was playing attacking football throughout that game. It was a brilliant game. This season, we started off in that same old way in which we started off a lot of games, conceded 2-0 down, managed to pull it back because we played more attacking in the second half, managed to pull it back. My thing is, and I look at the table, we're 5th in the table.
Bro, how many points are between us and 15th?
Exactly. I mean, between us and 15th, what is 5 points? So we're, it's a bit of a...
Listen, by Christmas, we could be in a relegation fight. I don't mean to sound really despondent there, but we genuinely could. Robbie, we're that close to the relegation zone. Honestly.
Do you think they should...
Let me give you a perspective of something. How many points are Watford on?
So Watford are on... No, Watford are only on 4 points.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How many are we on?
No, we're on 15 points.
15. But what I'm saying is there's only 11 points.
Yeah.
11 points. Watford have only won their first game of the season last week. There's only 11 points between us.
Because we've been drawing too many games.
And losing lately.
If you draw lots of games and lose games.
And that's what I'm saying. So even though Watford have lost had relegation all them games. Do you know what I mean?
How does he turn it around? Because there's no point in talking about him getting fired and stuff like that because they've given him the vote of confidence, and I reckon they're probably going to give him till Christmas.
Take the handbrake off. Take the handbrake off. Stop playing so. What's the word that we keep using for him? Pragmatic. Take the handbrake off. Look at our attack. We've got one of the best attacks in the league. But we're not playing to the strengths of the players. Pepe's not even getting on the bench now. Like he's getting on the bench, off the bench, shall I say, which is like he's being made a bit of a scapegoat. You're not utilising the players that you have at your disposal. I looked at a statistic that came out this week about chances created. And we're like
we're near the bottom.
Look at some of the teams that are above us.
I know.
And I'm sitting there and I'm like, hold on a minute. We've got Aubameyang. Premier League top goal scorer last season with
Golden
Salah
Boot
and
winner.
Mane. Yeah,
Lacazette.
already firing this season. We've got Lacazette. We've got Mesut Ozil. We've got Nicolas Pepe. Come on,
Second top
man.
goal scorer in France last season.
Honestly, but are we utilising
Martinelli.
those? That's what I'm saying. We've got so much attacking talent, but the players don't look like they know what they're doing. We are on minus goal difference, Robbie.
I've never known that as well.
Minus.
That's one thing under Wenger. You never used to see that,
No,
did you?
minus. We're in the third international break, middle of November. We're on minus goal difference. Sheffield United are above us in the league. No disrespect to Sheffield United, but you are a newly promoted side. Under no circumstances should a team like Sheffield United be above Arsenal going in mid-November towards December.
But you know, you look at
And
Sheffield. You look at Sheffield
fair play
United,
to
right?
them.
And
Fair play.
you know, they haven't lost a game away from home
No,
this season.
but that's what I'm trying to say. Fair play to them. I'm not disrespecting them. But what I'm saying is...
And they don't just go to defend either, do
with
they?
the players at our disposal, we should not be behind a team like Sheffield United. We shouldn't.
No, I don't think he's got any.
There's no
excuse,
excuses.
Because and I saw Sheffield United the other day when they went to Tottenham, and they're on the front foot. They're attacking.
And they shouldn't have had a goal disallowed.
Yeah, and I'm just like, I kind of got to agree with you. The handbrake does have to come off because basically what he's been trying to do, this whole defensive style, or I don't even know what it is, to be honest, because it's not defensive.
He hasn't got a clue. The fact that
still
he's moved to
conceding
three
loads
at
of
the back
goals.
now, the fact that he's moved to three at the back now is already telling you that he doesn't believe in the formation that he's been playing for so long. He's gone from last season we was playing a 4-2-3-1. Then we played three at the back. Holding got injured, so went back to a 4-2-3-1. We go into this season and he's playing like a 4-1-2-1-2 with that diamond in the middle. And then he's now gone to three at the back. So you wonder why so many of us are saying the players don't know what's going on, because I don't know what's going on. I'm looking at the formation and I'm thinking, what are you doing this week?
He only goes bold when we're losing.
Yeah. And the two examples of that were Spurs, Aston Villa,
Yeah.
where we actually played to our strength, which is attack. And look at how good we were.
Yeah.
So I'm like, why don't you do that from the beginning, not when we're chasing a game? Jesus, man, come on. And I hate having to moan about this, and I hate having to sit there and dig the manager out, because like we've said, and we can argue and banter over this or whatever. When he came in, give him 3 years. But you've got to see progress along the way. Year and a half in, I'm seeing nothing, and that's why I want him out.
He's got to abandon what he's been doing. I think that's the only way he's going to win the fans back as well. Because you know what? When you look at the games coming up and everything like that, right? If he was to have a good period from now till Christmas, he could actually win rounds.
Yeah, you could do.
The fans.
You could do.
Because if he went on a run, which you quite possibly could do with those games, and then came up against City and put in a great performance, beat them, which, listen, that ain't impossible. We've seen City, they've lost 3 games this season already. Then beat Chelsea, all of a sudden fans might be like, you know what? Actually,
Let's give him a chance.
Do you remember Conte that time at Chelsea where he started off the season horribly? And
it was actually against us.
Yeah.
That changed
and then
his
we
philosophy.
smashed them. And then he, after that, said, you know, I've got to do something about this, man. I need to abandon what I've been doing. I'm going to play with 3 at the back. And then they went on and they went on to win the league.
I'm just worried about...
Emery needs to do a similar thing. He needs to just abandon what he's doing. He needs to say to himself, what's he got to lose apart from his job? Because if he does not, I'm convinced they are not going to give him till the end of the season. They've said in the vote of confidence that things have to improve. If they don't improve between now and Christmas, they will make a change.
Yeah.
Right? So I just think he's got nothing to lose. Have a go. Say, right, you know what, let me get a bit of pride and excitement back in the fans. Because if we go on a great run and then we play City and we attack City and we went down fighting, I think fans will be like, well, you know what? I'm seeing progress.
Yeah, I'll get what you're saying.
I'm seeing excitement. But the worst thing is when you go to a game, and you've said it loads of times this week, this season, how many times I've come out of games like, I'm bored, Robbie, I'm bored, right? When you're coming out and you're bored, you don't mind it if you've won 1-0. You're like, it's boring football, but hey, 3 points.
Yeah.
But when you've bored and you got beaten, That's the worst thing, isn't it?
It's even worse.
That's the worst thing.
It's just...
He's got to abandon, but will he do it?
I don't know. I don't think he will.
When he was at PSG, he was known for his pragmatic football, even with those type of players.
And he never abandoned his stance.
And he didn't abandon his... And they got rid of him.
Exactly. So unless he's thinking... I don't know what he's thinking. If he doesn't abandon it, Robbie, he's gone by Christmas.
What would you do if you was in charge? What would your sort of formation and lineup be?
You've got to look at personnel. This diamond formation they're using, the 4-1-2-1-2, it works if you've got the right personnel. But he's putting the wrong personnel in the wrong positions, and it's Torreira and a 10 and all this kind of stuff. It's
Torreira, by the way, noises coming out.
We'll get onto that in a second. But what I'm saying is that system can be dangerous if you've got the right personnel. We ain't got the right personnel, so stop playing that formation. 4-2-3-1. That works if you play Lucas Torreira at the base. And I'm going to be pretty honest about this, and people might disagree or whatever. In that 4-2-3-1, the best two pairing is Torreira and Xhaka in that two that sit in front of the three. Because you remember last season, when they actually played that way, it worked. I remember there was a game where we went to Old Trafford and Xhaka was suspended. And everyone was gutted. He was suspended. Do you remember?
I remember that.
No, yeah, you do. But this is what I'm saying. Look how quickly things change.
Yeah.
Right? He's not a defensive midfielder, but he plays well next to a deep line playmaker.
Yeah, you are right. Because
you know what I mean? In that style.
The one thing that he does bring sometimes is a bit of physicality to that midfield.
And he does break the lines with his first time, getting the ball. Torreira wins it, gives it Xhaka. He then breaks the lines and puts it into that middle section where you've got the likes of...
It don't look like... But it doesn't the way it's looking, it don't look like he's going to come back.
It doesn't look like he's going to come back, and it looks like he's going.
So would you still play... Would you play Torreira Guendouzi or Torreira
because
Willock?
You know what I will say? Because the last couple of games, I think Guendouzi's been dreadful. And I think that if Xhaka would have put the performance in that Guendouzi did at Leicester, everyone would want him deported. I think that, he's living off the performance against Tottenham. And don't get me wrong, he's been good this season.
He's been consistent
He has been good this season. But let's also say when they don't play well.
Yeah.
But I just feel that there are some players that are not as scapegoated as some of the others. I don't think Torreira and Guendouzi works. I genuinely don't. So if you're getting rid of Xhaka, what's happening with Torreira? Let's talk about that. Is he going to go? There were murmurs that he wasn't happy before the season started anyway. But the fact that he's not really getting a lot of game time, and when he is, he's not played in his preferred position, only goes and makes his case even stronger as to why he might want to go.
Yeah, he's unhappy. You know what I mean? He's unhappy. He's unhappy. He's been played here, there, and everywhere. He's been dropped every minute. He's not a regular.
And then when you go and watch him, go watch him on the international break for Uruguay. Yeah. He plays in his natural position and he's a machine.
Yeah.
He's brilliant.
Again, I don't understand. I mean, I agree with you. I think he needs to go now with a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-3-3. But I think the way our defence has been performing, a 4-2-3-1.
I don't think our personnel's right for a 4-3-3. Right? I really don't.
And what I would like to see is, obviously, Leno in goal, right? I'd like to see a back four of Tierney on the left, right? And then probably Socrates and David Luiz at the moment, because I still think
Holding's
on his way back.
Yeah.
And Bellerin on the right-hand side. I thought Bellerin, his crossing was still a bit off. But
I felt the first...
he put 90 minutes in that game.
I think the first 20 minutes or so against Leicester was tough for him. I think his touch was a little bit heavy and off.
Yeah, he's just coming back. But he looked dynamic.
But attacking-wise, and the way he was overlapping was really promising.
I liked it, right? And he's, so Bellerin in there. Mm-hmm. Then my two holding players, right, will be Torreira and Chambers. Callum Chambers, who played as a holding midfielder for Fulham.
Very good.
Was their player of the season. All of the Fulham fans said he was brilliant in that position. Why not put him in there?
Give him a chance.
He's been excellent in every position he's played this season.
Yeah.
I think put him in there. If Xhaka's not going to play, put him in there. I think he's a disciplined player. I think he's good on the ball. He's got a great touch and everything, and I think his passing is not bad as well.
Yeah.
Not as good as Xhaka's passing, but...
That could work.
And he's got the physicality to play that position, right? Then the next in front of them now, I'd have Ozil, right? You got those two protecting Ozil. You got Ozil there. You got Nicolas Pepe on the left. You got Nicolas Pepe on the right. Aubameyang on the left, and then up front, Lacazette. That should be the team. And then also change up the way of play. Not everything has to be passed out from the back. Stop playing, 70% of the game in our own half.
Yeah.
Let's get the ball quickly up, transition it quickly into the other half so that we can give the ball to the guys who can create havoc. But we ain't been doing that this season. It's been all slow. The build-up's been slow. It's all been in our own half. The team selection's been all wrong. I think if Unai Emery doesn't go bold in this next section of games from now or from when the international break finishes up until Christmas, I don't think we'll be seeing him in the new year.
No, I don't.
He's got to make a change. He's got to go bold. But will he, like you said?
That's the thing. And if they do make the change, then there's going to be all these questions about who does it. I think that if the change is made just before Christmas, then I feel that with there only being a certain period of the season left, I feel that they might well give it to Freddie till the end of the season. I know a lot of people are talking about Luis Enrique. What I will say about Luis Enrique is that I feel on a personal level, there may well be too much still going on in his personal life, and he may still well be grieving for his daughter, who sadly passed away, as we all know. And I just feel that...
Well, he said he's not ready to come back yet.
Yeah, I just don't think the timing's right. And for what we would want him to come in and do, the last thing he would need with everything that's gone on in his personal life is the added pressures of this and everything. Let the man do whatever he's doing and take his time and, and whatever. And then, of course, you've got Allegri, but will he be gone by then? Because there's a lot of vacancies coming up and may come up that could go well his way. So I just think that maybe it might be Freddie till the end of the season, and then they might look. And listen, maybe I'm thinking a little bit too far ahead, and maybe I'm getting a little bit excited for no apparent reason. But there are murmurs that Pep wants out of Man City, so let's wait to the end of the year and we'll get Pep Guardiola in, please. But
well, the thing is about it, I think if first of all I was like, we need to make the change after that Leicester game is what I felt.
Yeah.
But now that they've turned around and they said they're not going to make the change and they're going to give him time, right? I think, you give him till Christmas to try and turn things around. If he's turned things around by Christmas, brilliant. Yeah. Continue on. Let's see, try and get this top four. That's the best scenario without having to have a massive upheaval.
Yeah.
If he hasn't turned things around by Christmas...
Got to make a change.
And you can't get... this is just my opinion, you can't get Allegri, then I think you just have to ride it out till you either... Well, I don't think you could leave him there because there'd be a lot of unrest.
Would you not rather have Freddie just to the end of the season?
Somebody like a Freddie and just say, just get us through till the end of the season.
Yeah.
Then at the end of the season now, that then leaves it open for Arsenal to go and get a host of one of those big... So there is the guy, the Ten Hag guy at Ajax. You can start looking at somebody like that. You can start looking at, and I always pronounce it wrong, Nagelsmann.
I'm not getting involved.
At RB Leipzig.
You pronounce everything wrong.
You can look at the guy at RB Leipzig.
Yeah.
You can start looking at these guys, these young, up-and-coming, hungry managers, exciting football. You know what I mean? You can start looking at those.
Yeah.
I think now... If they made the change at Christmas, you don't want them going and getting any and anyone. It's got to be.
No, I'd rather them go through, just letting someone like Freddie go through to the end of the season before, because I mentioned Ten Hag's name ages ago to you. You look at the Leipzig manager. You notice how I did that. I don't know. But the bonuses of him is that maybe he can, get the likes of Upamecano to follow suit. And the same with Ten Hag. There's some serious Ajax players that maybe want to, because let's be real, Ajax and teams like that, for as good as they are, and they're in a better position than we are, let's not make no bones about it, they are a club that sell. They're a selling club, and their best players will move on to pastures new. So, but we need to step up and be one of those elite clubs again.
But we're not going to get one of those top managers now, because they're all Champions League and stuff like that. They're not going to want to leave, right? You'd have to. I agree. You probably have to be Freddie till the end of the season. But it's a huge opportunity. I feel a second chance for Unai Emery to prove everybody wrong, to change his philosophy, to get us on a great run of games, to stop chopping and changing, to get harmony back in at camp and really turn things around, win the fans back. Because despite what everyone's saying, I haven't heard fans at games going, "We want Emery out," or nothing like that.
I've heard a few.
I have not heard that at games.
There was a big fight behind me at Leicester.
Few little man scuffling, and we know that fans.
But this is where it starts.
Yeah, and we know fans are unhappy, right?
You know what I mean?
But I ain't heard the chants.
You say that, but saying that, I heard a lot of people, when Leicester started singing "You're Getting Sacked" in the evening, they were even mocking it. Yeah. Arsenal fans started joining in.
There were some Arsenal fans who joined in. You know what I mean?
So what I'm saying is, these are just the
but they didn't.
First
but I think it's still significant that they didn't start it.
No, I know.
And you know what I mean?
But they're the first telltale signs.
In this second run, from now till Christmas, if we used to go on a horrible run, we lose to Brighton. We draw with Southampton. We
losing to Everton.
You might start hearing those chants.
Yeah.
And but he's got a second chance.
But do you
not
trust
a lot
him?
of managers
do you
get
trust
this.
Him? This is the problem. I don't. I just think he's stuck in his ways.
When he first came in, when we were winning, had that run of games, he wasn't playing this super pragmatic way, wasn't he?
Do you remember when he came in?
Do you remember he came in? Return to it.
What's that saying that he had when he first came in? I'd rather win 5-4 than 1-0.
Yeah.
Well, that's bullshit, isn't it? We can't even win 1-0. But do you know what I mean? So I don't trust him.
Do you reckon maybe the board have sat him down over this period and said to him, because they'll see what we see.
Yeah.
And they've said to him, you know what? We want to see exciting football.
What I will say,
we don't want to see, because remember, another thing people got to remember, he ain't like Wenger. Wenger was a manager, all power.
Yeah. No one can say anything.
He's head coach.
Yeah.
That means they can say stuff to him, like they can come to him and say, you know what, we don't like this style of football.
Sort it out. You got.
I want to start seeing attacking football.
Yeah.
I want to start seeing Pepe playing. They can actually tell him that, right? And him as the coach. Because that's the European way, isn't it? You're the head coach. The owner might ring you up and say, "Hey, what's with all this boring football, man? I want to see some attacking football, or you're out."
Yeah.
So they might have imposed some of those things on him.
Maybe. But what I will say to the board is that you've done all the right things in the summer to turn a lot of our opinions around. There's still some of us that are on the fence and saying, okay, you've done one good bit so far. You've bought Pepe and you went and bought players in key areas. We understand you couldn't get the centre-back you wanted, but you still went and got someone in and you've done all the right things. Don't undo all that hard work, because the longer you keep allowing this to happen, the more the fans' opinion's going to go from Emery to the board, because we're now looking at it and saying, well, you're allowing it. You ain't sacked him. You're allowing these results to happen. You're allowing it to continue. So our aggression and our frustration is going to turn onto the board. So all the hard work that they've done to slowly turn us round will all be undone, because they're the people in power.
Although maybe, and I've had time to think about it, maybe not sacking him right now might be the right decision, because
maybe
to give him a chance with the games that are coming up, to give him a chance to say, we're being fair to you.
But what I mean is if it isn't going right, and even up till Christmas and stuff, we're still struggling. We're still in this kind of form. And if they continue to go, well, we'll give it till the end of the season. That's what I'm saying. No. That's when it's going to start switching on to them.
I think, in hindsight, I think they're probably right to give him a little longer. Yeah? Mm-hmm. But to me, he gets till Christmas. He has to, by Christmas, have turned things around.
Oh, he's out the door. Done.
Because if not, hopes to get in the top four are going to be zero. And you can't be relying on your Europa League as we saw last year.
Yeah, I know. Because you just look at some of the teams that are dropped down.
Yeah, you don't know who drops down. You could summon, I remember before Atletico Madrid dropped down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't know who's going to drop down.
Crap.
So
last year, and it was just like we ended up getting Chelsea, didn't we?
Yeah.
I know they were in it from the beginning, though, weren't they? Chelsea, yeah, they were, weren't they? Were they in it from the beginning?
Chelsea dropped down, didn't they?
Did Chelsea drop down? I can't even remember.
Well, I can't remember.
I can't remember.
I thought Chelsea dropped down. Man United were in it from the beginning. No. United were in the Champions League last year.
Yeah.
I don't know. We've been out of it for so long now.
Oh, you can't even remember.
Again, we've got to get back in the Champions League.
But even then, we got Napoli.
Yeah, they dropped down, didn't they?
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was tough. We got Valencia. That was tough. The year Man United won it, they're playing teams like Celta Vigo in semi-finals.
Yeah, and I remember they got Ajax in the final. It was a very young Ajax team.
Yeah, not the Ajax that's there now.
Very young Ajax team.
So, yeah.
So you can't rely on a competition.
I'm not relying on anything. And at the end of the day, we relied on it last year as well at one point, and look how that turned out in the final. What a load of shower shit.
So this is it's do or die, isn't it, for him?
To the words out of my mouth, do or die, it is. It is. He's got till Christmas to save his job.
Think? You think he'll save it?
Honestly, I don't.
No?
No. I think we've got the capabilities of winning the next 3 and getting 9 points out of 9 and maybe getting a little bit of a feel-good factor around the place. But I feel once we come to Man City, Everton, Chelsea, United, we'll be lucky to pick up 4 points out of 12. I think we may win one of those home games, Chelsea or Man United, I would say, depending on how things are going at the time. But we're normally quite strong against either of those two sides at home. We have been against Chelsea anyway over recent years. So I think we might pick up 3 points.
Different Chelsea as well at the moment, a very attacking Chelsea.
I think we might pick up 3 points against one of those sides. I think we'll lose to City. I think we'll lose at Everton. And I think we'll beat either Chelsea or Man United and draw the other. I think we'll be lucky to get 4 points out of 12.
Wow.
And then you'll be going, and literally Man United is the start of 2020. It's the first day. And I don't want the start of my new year to be wishing the year ended already. I'm walking out of the Emirates on January the 1st and I'm like, I've had enough, Robbie. I can't wait for this year to end already. It only started 12 hours ago, but I want it to finish already. So that's just my honest opinion on what I think of it. I think that we can win our next 3 games. I do. I really do think that we can win that. But at the same time, I'm not, if you told me to go and put my house on it or whatever now, can we win the next 3? I wouldn't.
So advise Unai Emery.
Take the handbrake off. There's nothing more you want me to say. We know our defence is not great, but we know our attack is good. So if we do have to win games by 4-3, 5-4, fine, do it. At least we're winning games.
Drawn 5-5.
Yeah, but you look at the Liverpool game, look how attacking we were. I know it's Liverpool's second side and everything else, but the football was there. The attacking side of it was good. And, we came out of there and, we were disappointed and I was a bit embarrassed by the result because the calibre of the Liverpool team we were playing against. But you still went out there. It's true, isn't it?
You did sort of come out. I remember that game, people weren't really moaning. They were like, if only.
Yeah.
Because they had enjoyed the game.
It was a good game. It was end to end. It was mad. And it was just like, but look, if we go and win, our next 3-4 games, 5-4, 4-3, something like that, end to end, heart racing kind of moments, but we win them all. Or we draw one of them, lose one of them, win one of them.
Yeah, be under pressure if it's that.
What would the fans rather?
Yeah.
We'll be like,
got to get some wins. There's been too many draws.
Exactly.
We need to go on a run of wins.
We've got to.
We
dropped 2 points at home against Wolves. We dropped 2 points at home against Crystal Palace. We've lost to Leicester.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, the one thing that we've not touched on that's really pissed me off, right, is that I hear all this vote of confidence from the board and all this kind of stuff that's being spoke about. And I also heard them say that Leicester are a really good side at the moment and it's really difficult. Hold on a minute. They changed their manager after Unai Emery was appointed. Leicester were a side that were in an absolute shambles under Puyol. Right?
Puyol, yeah.
They were a mess. Jamie Vardy wasn't even getting into the side. Similar situation.
Yeah, we did a show. We did a show with Graham. We did a show with Graham, and he was
Similar
literally
kind of
saying,
stuff.
he's literally saying that Unai Emery's turned into Claude Puel.
But this is the thing.
Because he's going, if you look at Leicester, it's literally the same team.
Exactly.
It's
but
the
they've
same
got a
team.
new manager
Managers.
has new ideas that plays to the strengths of the players.
You could argue that it was a stronger team last year because they had Maguire. And they lost Maguire. They bought Soyuncu, who was already there.
Absolutely brilliant. And someone that we could have bought.
Yeah, Soyuncu was already there, couldn't get in.
Yeah.
And then Soyuncu's come through. And basically, Brendan Rodgers got the best out of all of those players.
Yeah.
He's playing all of those players in the position they want to play. Why Vardy fell out so much with Puel's because he was trying to play him in all these different positions. He wasn't playing to his strengths. He was saying to Vardy, in this game we're going to drop you because I'm going to go with a different formation. And that is why they were so crap.
Yeah. Also,
and then Brendan Rodgers comes in. He didn't.
Also remember, look at some of the signings. They bought Perez from Newcastle.
Jose Perez,
Yeah, not a great signing when you look at it and go, let's set the world alight. So it's not like a Nicolas Pepe signing, should you say, where you're like, wow, that's a statement.
Yeah, but he's been playing.
And he's been doing well.
He's been doing well.
They've got what they've had to do. They're getting the best out of the players that they've got. And you're looking at it, no one's missing Harry Maguire. Harry Maguire must be sitting there at Man United all the way down the table looking up at Leicester and thinking, what the fuck did I do? Why did I move? You know, you look at the players. Look at, what's his name that sits in DM for Leicester?
Indeed.
Oh, my dear God, what a player. That's like Kante 2.0, that is. He's unreal.
Remember, they lost Kante and
Do you
they
know
brought
what I mean?
him in.
But
we got Torreira, but we don't want to play him there.
But then
we don't want to play him as a defensive midfielder.
The prime example is like we were talking about with Vardy under Puyol. And look at him, Premier League top goal scorer.
Yeah.
Jamie Vardy's always been a good player.
Yeah.
But he
had a horrific season last year.
He was going through a really bad time.
That's why there's no excuses right now.
Exactly.
And that's what pissed
me off.
Yeah, he's got to go attacking.
They're looking at Leicester and saying, well, yeah, Leicester are a great team. They're doing really good things at the moment and everything. Yeah, they're doing great things, but they started after Emery.
Same team that, apart from a couple of players, it was the same team Puel had last year. He had Pereira. It's the same guys.
What's his name? What's his name? The one that they've signed permanently.
Tielemans. Tielemans was there last year.
That's what I mean. But he was there, but only on loan. Now he's permanent, but they're getting the best out of those players.
And then we got guys. We got guys. We got guys like Tierney. You don't want to play him. We got guys like Torreira, he doesn't want to play him.
But you look at Leicester's
doesn't
first goal.
Doesn't want to play Ozil.
Look at Leicester's first goal. One touch football all around the box, and they literally cut us to pieces. And Vardy was there on his own. And people sit there and go, "Why is Vardy on his own? How have you It's not about us leaving him on his own. It's about the movement and the passing.
Exactly.
And they open you up. How many times does Aubameyang score?
That's attacking football.
Yeah, exactly. How many times has Aubameyang scored where you've gone, why has he been left in the box on his own?
I mean, how unbelievable is his goal stats this season, Aubameyang? When you look, like you said, at when they said that statistic that came out this season about chances created.
Yeah.
One of the worst teams in the league at the moment in creating chances, and we've still got a guy scoring goals.
Don't get me started.
He has to, I agree with you, he's got to change his philosophy. All this playing out from the back, every single move, that has to change. Mm-hmm. He's got to go for it. He's got to be more attacking. He's got to dump all the pragmatism. If he doesn't do that, he's going to be out of a job.
Yeah.
Simple.
Very simple.
I would love to get your guys' point of view on it. Do you think, number one, that Emery deserved to get more time? Do you think the board are right to give him more time and give him the vote of confidence? With the vote of confidence now in place, do you think he can turn it around? That is the most important thing. There's no point in looking back. It's still early in the season. He can still get us into the top four with this team. Can he? Do you think he can do it? Let us know. Leave that in the comments as well. Also, 888 Sport, the link is in the description. Go over there and tell him what you think of Gareth Southgate. Could Gareth Southgate be the next Arsenal manager?
I'm going. See you later. I'm going, man. Just stop.
He ain't done it back.
No,
see,
Robbie, just stop.
Hold on.
Stop.
That's the same thing people did, including me, about Brendan Rodgers.
No.
Same thing,
Let us know in the comment section, would you like Gareth Southgate to take over? No, I'm just saying it. No. Robbie, stop putting these little feet. Go away. Go away.
It's the same thing with Brendan Rodgers where everyone was saying...
What's in that Lemsip?
Huh?
What's in that Lemsip? Do you know what I mean? Is there some kind of really strong drugs in that?
Could Southgate do a better job than Unai Emery?
Mate, I think even I can do a better job than Emery. Do you know what I mean? So, and can I just say as well, right? Because I've got a lot of people asking, and we're not going to go into the whole Blood Brothers thing because obviously we're embargoed, we can't give things away, etc., etc. But for everyone that keeps on asking, the episodes start in December. I believe there's 6 episodes. They will be out 1 episode per week on your channel, my channel, etc., etc. So the game against United Stand, the game against AFTV, they're all coming out in December. Stop asking, they are coming, and you're going to enjoy every moment of it. And we've all enjoyed being a part of it, and we can't say no more than that.
See you next week.